CBS News senior security contributor Mike Morell is with us. He is a former deputy director of the CIA. Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie. Good morning.
Other than the fact that the plane is missing and they can't find it, what is the most interesting thing for your experienced eye about this?
The most interesting thing is that it really seems that somebody took control of this aircraft and flew it for some time after the communication systems were turned off.
Does
That's the most interesting.
intelligence, or what we know, say it's most likely one of the two pilots?
It seems to me, because if somebody tried to get access to the cockpit, it would seem to me that there would have been enough time for the pilots to have some sort of communication with the ground. That didn't happen.
Okay, then comes motive. In the Wall Street Journal today, it's quotes some senior U.S. officials who believe that the plane may have been taken as part of a dry run for a future terrorist attack, testing the ability to take a plane and hide it from radar and satellites. Is that a possibility?
It's a possibility, but I don't think it's likely that you would do something of this magnitude as a test. If you were able to get control of an aircraft, you would use it immediately. So possible, but not likely.
And then second question, this new report this morning out of the New Straits Times that say this plane may have dropped below 5,000 feet or lower using a low-flying technique known as terrain masking to avoid radar, which means it could have taken that northern route and flown over land and not have been detected.
So I'm not an aviation expert, but the 777 pilots that I've talked with say that would be very difficult to do. So again, possible, but not likely.
And as we look at this map of where that plane may have gone, assuming it is true that it flew on for several more hours, the northern and the southern route, you think it's highly unlikely that it could have gone that northern route because it would have flown over all of these countries, and satellites like China and others would have detected it, right?
There's a lot of defense radar up there in terms of China and India and the U.S. and Afghanistan. So again, it is most likely the southern route.
Mm-hmm. When you look at this so far, I mean, are you surprised about the Malaysians and what they haven't done?
So no. In general, they are very, very cooperative. They were very, very cooperative with us on counterterrorism. They are very good. But there is a natural tendency in these situations to want to let everybody know you can do an investigation yourself. So a natural tendency to be a little reluctant to accept help. In addition, this is a very interesting neighborhood with a lot of disputed islands. So the last thing you want to do is hand over defense information to your adversaries.
About your radar capability and all that.
Exactly. So I'm not surprised at this point.
And what about, is there any terror nexus between al-Qaeda and Malaysia that we know of, that we've investigated in the past, that we're concerned about?
So Malaysia was one of the places where al-Qaeda used to spend some time. But the Malaysians largely have pushed al-Qaeda out. So right now, no.
Mm-hmm.
Let me turn to Crimea. What are our options?
So I don't think our options are very good. I think the president, in the kind of sanctions he's talking about, in the kind of sanctions that the Europeans are talking about, are signaling that we want to de-escalate this. So I think the ball is really in Putin's court in terms of what he does next. And the question is Crimea it for him? Does he just want to hold on to that, or does he want to go further and take parts of eastern Ukraine?
Thanks, Mike.